Hello and welcome to the Gnostic Takeover once again, and today on a quite magical day, the 21st of June. It's also right now as I'm looking on the clock of time. It's 13:13 also, so this can only be a good sign. Today on the 21st of June is a very special day when one knows the significance of what I term the cycle of creation, the cycle of the natural order, which is that New Year doesn't start according to the Gregorian calendar on the 1st of January, where everything's dead and nature's going through the involutionary phase of death in order for rebirth to happen. No, the new year starts on the 21st of March, in actual fact. And today is the day where a switchover takes place. It's a gradual switchover. It has been taking place over the past few days and weeks before, where from the 21st of March to the 21st of June is the element of fire, and today it switches over to the element of earth. So now all the blossoms will turn to fruits, and we gain the fruit of our labor, or the fruit of the great work that we're doing. And for those of you who are tuned in here to the Gnostic Takeover, you're in all highest of probabilities embarking on the one great work in your unique way. And as I do here on this channel, I share my great work with you for the one and only aim of freedom here on earth, to free the earth of this invasion by this parasite, by this parasitic force that in its delusion believes, okay, they are the ones that founded the religions, the belief is truth is the enemy of all belief, and therefore they're at war with the truth. And this is what I want to share with you today on this special day. I'm going into what feels uncomfortable to me. Because it feels uncomfortable to me, I go in there to bust the bubble of that fake comfort zone, because it is not comfortable at all, actually. However, I want to talk about the real stuff, and that's why I've got a few slides prepared for you also, because I'm going to be speaking about what is actually really going on, what are the real issues that we face in the world. And this is going to be one of the things that I'll be focusing on in the videos to come also, are the aspects of the real pandemic. And in the last video, I talked about the real pandemic being learned helplessness syndrome. Something I will go deeper into because it's a massive aspect to heal, the learned helplessness, not knowing what to do about all the information that we gather, finding out the truth of what's really happening in our world, the audacity, the incredible vastness of the crime makes it very hard for people to know what to do about it. And this is what the Gnostic Takeover is dedicated to do, is to heal the learnt helplessness and to tune one to planetary plant medicine intelligence, natural intelligence that our species, is endowed with, that was given to us by our mother planet, and to activate that. And from the learnt helplessness, we come into a position where we can help from a position of sovereignty. There is also what I want to point out, the trap when it comes to not to learned helplessness, but the trap of the helper syndrome, which comes from not from a basis of sovereignty, but from a state of guilt. And People can even burn out because of the helper syndrome. This is something that's also really important to point out. The helper syndrome, this is not a good foundation, a good basis for what I mean with help. So the Gnostic takeover is asking for help here. This is not something that's easy to do. In actual fact, most men would never ask for help. They'll rather just rot away and die in their helplessness instead of asking for help. This is a massive childhood trauma that I wish that I've got in my life too. I don't ask for help as often as I should, and this is something that the plant medicine is informing me I should do more. Therefore, I'm going into that pain as a showcasting, real shadow work in action. And that is that for me, it's far easier for us when someone needs help that we help, and we also feel good when there is a worthy cause that we are participating in, where we can see the fruits of our hard work that we put into, and there's nothing more accomplishing to, at the end of the day, to know that we've really participated in life and that we've built something together. And this is something that I wish to have even more in my life, and that's what I'm working toward. So the point I'm making here is it's easier for us to help someone when they ask us for help. However, the crux of the matter is are we comfortable asking for help, or do we feel guilty for doing so? And that's why I'm confronting myself. I'm confronting that fear here with this video, because the Gnostic takeover needs your help. And I'm not asking for anything when I do my work, even when I'm not doing videos. Like it's happened the last 3 weeks, I even feel guilty for not doing a video. However, I'm working on the case of Leonie to get Liz's child back. This is very important that I go deep into my research, and that I go deep into law, I go deep into natural law, and connecting all of the dots, which is the basis for all of the videos that I do here. And what I try to alleviate doing this video is getting rid of the guilt for asking for help. And I want to thank everyone who is an active member here at the Gnostic Takeover community, and for everyone who has helped us along our journey. And yeah, as you can hear from my voice, it's definitely not easy asking for help, because we've been so programmed to not do it. It's okay for the vampires to have all the billions that they have and take everything away from us, and trawling and taking all possession for everything. However, when we ask for help, as it has also happened with me, with a former friend of mine, who was a friend for 8 years, telling me that I'm begging for money. It's okay for him as a musician, his name is Alex. It's okay for him as a musician that he earns his money with his work, but it's not okay for some reason for me to ask for free donations. And that's what I want to get to the bottom of here with this video. Asking for help directly. And I'm in a situation right now where the only thing I know is that I can pay next month's rent. And I just want to challenge myself that I do value the work that I do, and leave it up to the source if people are even interested in the Gnostic takeover. Because when it comes to me and my vision, this is only the beginning. there's so much that has happened here, which I'm not going to delve into. I don't want to make a huge video here now, but the Gnostic Takeover has gone through lots of challenges and mastered these challenges to be in the position I am right now, to move forward, to move the idea forward. And every single day I wake up, I dedicate my life to the Gnostic Takeover, which is all about this is our planet and we're taking it back and we're making a paradise out of it. That's why I came here into this onto this planet, invited by Earth herself, and have a wonderful vision for the world. This is what I'm doing, and that's why I'm still in a position now where I need to ask for free donations and for everyone who can help to please help, and it will be so appreciated for everyone to assist with a donation. So I've got breathing space, and the project can move forward, because for me I'm taking a risk here doing this video, because they've drummed it so much into my mind, this mind virus, that we're not allowed to ask for help. And as was the statement by this former friend of Alex, which was never my friend, telling me I'm begging for money. Yeah, because they don't want the Gnostic Takeover to succeed. Because people have been placed in my life as psychic vampires and actual vampires. It's what I term the Archon Vampire Empire, which I will expose further here on this channel also. The real ruling elite being a clan of vampires ruling over humanity. I will be talking much more on the channel here about that. However, with this video I'm taking risks, yeah, in order to conquer my fears. And also all I can do is, you see, that's why I always point out that we don't have to wake anyone up. All we have to do is wake up ourselves to deeper levels of ourselves. All we can do is to live according to a moral standard and to live a good example, and people will take notice of that, and that's what inspires people. This is what the Gnostic Takeover is here, is for inspiration, and not just giving people a fish, but actually teaching them how to fish. That's why I talk a lot about the law of manifestation, how to manifest the life of your dreams. And this is also still a major challenge for me, which I'm openly sharing with everyone. I myself also have to realize that I am the source of all power, and also I am the biggest saboteur of my power. I'm the biggest blockage to my power, and I'm working on it. I'm working on it by doing this video and just talking about things that are uncomfortable, such as actually asking for help. That's the real pandemic. Why is that? Yeah, that's why I ask these foundational questions. Why is it that it's so difficult for us to ask for help? And if people think with this video that I'm begging for money and therefore I'm fake or whatever, well, the Gnostic Takeover is not for you. And I'm just doing this to conquer my fear, the mind virus that was placed inside of me, that is foreign to our nature, and I am hereby eliminating it. It's guilt-driven paralysis, and this is something we really have to get to the bottom of. This is why I do this channel, in order to heal our inner child wounding. Where did it come from? This I'm not worth it. It's a very, very important issue to get a hold of and to really heal, because it keeps us in paralysis. It's definitely keeping me in paralysis, not knowing how things are going to develop. All I know is I can pay next month's rent, but even Liz, for the last few days, has refused, even though we have such an open dialogue and are totally open with each other because we trust each other. Even she refused the last few days to ask me to go shopping because she knows that it's becoming a little bit tight. This is why I'm doing this video. You can help the Gnostic Takeover. For everyone who can, we appreciate so much that everyone who can help us does help us, and I want to give everything back to have a symbiosis between each other where we empower each other, that this spark of inspiration also hits you, for you also to transform your life to the life of your dreams. This is what this channel is dedicated to do, and not just consuming the news and what's happening in the world and what a catastrophe it all is. No, we're here to have a good life. We're here to transform our life, and for that we have to eliminate the paralysis. It's guilt driven and it doesn't serve us. I am not worthy doesn't serve us. Therefore I say I am worth it. The work that I'm doing here has massive implications. There's so much more that's going to happen with the Gnostic Takeover, and I'm in deep correspondence with someone very special who I have the feeling for the first time I'm meeting a fellow Gnostic who, just as me, was cast out from the groupthink of fake Gnosticism. And the Gnostic Takeover is transforming once again, and it's beautiful, and there's so much more that will happen in this great vision that I hold and that I'm putting forward to the world. The Gnostic Takeover serves as an inspiration to also recognize that your life is precious, and that you are precious, and that you are worth it. What I'm talking about here, and it's not fear, it's actually guilt that lies at the heart of it. This is sort of like a stone, a rock that's covered over our heart. For us to not access our heart is this stone wall of protection. A wall of protection made out of stone is that guilt that prevents us from activating our heart-based intelligence, which is why I have to take this risk and ask for help, because I want to get rid of it. I can only set a good example by showing I'm going for it, because I don't want to live like that. I don't want to live like that in guilt, to ask for help just because I'm doing the great work. Everyone should be rewarded for the great work that they're doing when they serve mankind, when it's a message that empowers, which is a message that's not rooted in fear. And they're doing this, they're doing that, but actually moving evolution forward, moving life forward, and come into confidence. This is the message of the plant kingdom, the natural intelligence that informs all of nature. We need to be confident that we eliminate the real pandemic, and actually ask for help when help is needed. And it is needed right now here at the Gnostic Takeover to move forward. So that's what it's all about, eliminating the foreign installation of guilt. This has very much everything to do with the reptilian brain, the R complex of survival, and always in fear of not being able to survive. That's what runs this whole criminal system, this wetico construct of exploitation, of blackmail, where everyone in the system is trapped in their jobs and they're doing immoral actions and committing genocide on their own species because of a fear of the unknown, a fear of not complying, a fear of not subordinating to the will of the Archon vampire empire, because of this mechanism of the reptilian brain keeping us trapped in this survival mode, keeping us trapped in this, working for this criminal system. And the Gnostic takeover wants for everyone listening here to be able to live the life that they are here to live, because you serve a purpose for Earth here. Otherwise you wouldn't be listening to this message. And it has taken me many years to find the courage and the confidence to do this work that I'm doing. I'm speaking about 13 years, and for 10 years I wouldn't have dared to do what I'm doing now. For 10 years I was suffering, I was in depression, because this depression was telling me, you need to change your life, you need to do the great work, you need to work for why you came here, you need to become alliance for the forces of ultimate power. This is what you want, and therefore you have to face your deepest fears, take risks, and conquer your fears. And what's behind that fear is the guilt. It's the original sin of religion. It's what's the basis of this control system. And I'll be focusing much more in the coming videos about this. Be struck with the lightning of ultimate power. This is what I'm here to do, because you have everything inside of you to be a success, to have life running for you, that the life force flows through you, that you are confident that you can be your authentic self. And this is what we're doing in our Gnostic initiation group that I started more than a month ago. I'm creating a space there where people can openly share, and they start to connect, everyone starts to connect with the source of all life force. And you start to connect with your higher being, with your higher self. And the higher intelligence starting to guide you, and you begin to notice that it always has been with you, and it will always be you. However, we need to ignite that fire, that kindling of a flame. It's so important, and that's what I serve as quadruple fire in the star sign of Aries, is to ignite that flame. And also why I'm doing this video is because of the equilibrium. Because I'm not in equilibrium when I do not speak about this information. When I do not speak about the fact that the Gnostic takeover really needs your help right now. Needs your help. And I'm just putting it out there. And in full trust to the source that created me, to the intelligence that informs everything, that I'll be taken care of. However, now is the time to ask for that help. And that is what would be represented by this downward pyramid of magnetism, which is the equilibrium to the upright pyramid and sets everything into equilibrium, the electro and the magnetic. Electromagnetism, which is the basis of the natural order, has everything to do also with the principle of gender, of masculine being the upright pyramid and the feminine being the downward pyramid. And my work can only move forward when I myself see the value of my work. And that's a great challenge for me, because when you see that child, that's me. Having worked for years on my self-worth, still I've got wounds where I myself feel that I'm not worth it. Therefore, I fall into the trap that is the real pandemic of not asking for help. This mind virus that You need to take care of it yourself. You're not good enough and you're begging for money. Those are all mind viruses of the vampire empire to keep us trapped and to not move forward in evolution, because it's a lie. We are worth it. And when we are worth it and we really integrate and anchor that intel that we tell ourselves, because we are in charge of our life, we are the ones that say who we are. We choose that we're worth it. And with this video, I make the choice that I'm worth it, to bring equilibrium to the matrix and to fully align even more than before with the natural order. And at the end of this video, I want to put forward this question to you. How much do you value this information that you have access to? How much value do you put to it? Is it having an impact on your life? Is it making you see things clearer? Are you beginning also to resonate to the high frequency radio station that is the Gnostic Takeover? Meaning the high frequency that we can actually see a great vision, that instead of seeing the world through the lens, the perception lens of crisis, instead of seeing the world through the lens of perception of crisis and it getting worse and we have to stock up on food because there's a great crisis coming, instead of that scarcity based perception prison, we can see the world with new eyes, that it's a world of great opportunity, an opportunity for a restart, a great reset of the natural order on the basis of equilibrium and harmony and balance of all of creation. That great opportunity that it is. Can we see that vision? Can we empower that vision even more? How much do you value this information? And it would really make a difference for everyone to make a donation. Of course, I don't ask anyone who themselves are having difficulties in these times, because they're going for the full robbery right now. I'm myself. That's why I'm myself. I'm also in a little bit of a struggle because of that. However, this is all scarcity-based, mind-controlled prisons. There is actually abundance out there. And if you feel like the Gnostic Takeover is a worthy cause, if you feel that I'm not a bullshitter, but I actually mean it when I speak, like I speak, when you can see the true authenticity that I put to the table, and when you can see the vision that I'm putting forward, if you have the possibility of making a donation, even if it's a small donation, it would make the biggest difference for us, and to be able to move this project further, because it would bring everything into equilibrium, because I face the guilt-driven paralysis that can then be eliminated and heal that inner child wounding. I don't want to live like that anymore, because I am worth it. This information is worth it. And the Gnostic Takeover is everything that I truly mean it is. It is about taking back our world. It is about taking responsibility for Earth, realizing that no one has any power over us. We are the one and only authority of our life. We're in charge of our life and always have been in charge of our life. However, we gave the steering wheel of our life over to this dark occult priest class. And what all the Gnostic Takeover is about, to tell them to leave the bridge of the ship of which you are the high commander of. I, as the high commander of the highest source, came here to take full charge over my own life again, and then take full charge as a high commander of the highest source here on earth, to take back the earth to who it really belongs, and that earth is not meant to be taken over by some blood-sucking parasites. We refuse to be hosts of this parasite any longer, and the only way we stop being a host of this parasite is that we are in a state of sovereignty. Sovereignty means we know who we are powerful, we are beautiful, and we are worth it. Everything of it. All the power in this universe emanates from your heart and from my heart. And we can change everything and change the course of history and make a great story. That's why they have in the World Economic Forum the great narrative. Yeah, because they want to hijack the great narrative that we're writing, that is being written here at the Gnostic Takeover, that is being written and created by you in your unique way, where the Gnostic Takeover serves for your inspiration to move further along in creating the life of your dreams. It's time. So I thank everyone who can participate with a donation. The link is underneath in the description, or become a Patreon supporter and have a regular contribution to the Gnostic Takeover. It will be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Until next time, take very good care. Bye bye.